If your stuff's not available, they can't hear it. Sometimes you gotta feel your way through the dark, and I struggled all the way up into the minute. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all you guys.
This is Hindsight Radio. I represent it. The information station changing the nation.
All right, we are here with Level Up Thursday with Karin and Akeem. Welcome,
Hello,
everyone.
hello, hello. Welcome. I
Yeah,
got a new camera, so hopefully
the camera looks
it's
good.
good. Okay.
It looks
Yeah.
nice and clear. It's not
Yeah.
grainy. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, I finally don't use the computer camera, so.
Yeah, the computer camera is good for phone calls. That's what it's good
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's been going on?
So, I I think I'm ready to go on my own show.
Okay,
Yeah, so we started February 1st and
right,
it's May 9th.
right.
I think I'm ready. I think
Okay,
I'm gonna make it happen, and I'm so excited.
so
And
when are you gonna start that?
probably next week, I'm gonna
Okay,
continue Level Up Thursday on my channel. And I said
you
Steve
need to
asked
put
me for
the you need to put the link in there, in the chat. Can you do that, or do I need to do that?
um I'll see if I can put it in the
So you,
chat.
so y'all hear that? So her show will be on her channel, no longer be on my channel. So you're gonna have to go over there and subscribe on there.
Yep.
I
I
might
just
show
put
up
it
as a
on there.
guest from time to time.
That's fine. I'll be more than happy to do that. But
Yeah,
you gave me the opportunity to be able to speak in front of an
right,
audience, and you guide me and you help me to gain my confidence in front of the camera. And I
right,
think my English got better. Like, if I look back to all our shows, which I am, it's just
right.
how we started and where I am right now. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm just ready to go. So first
Right.
of all, I want to thank you for this amazing month together, that you put your time also to help me to get it out there, and help me with my English, help me with my confidence. Even though I help people with confidence, but sometimes you need an extra person to help you with that. And because going in front of the camera and speak, it's you have to
Mm.
practice.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
doing it for so many years, like you're doing it for since 2014, right?
2014,
12,
15, 15.
15, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm doing it. I'm doing it for a few months, but yeah. So I'm ready, and so thank you very, very much. And I'll be more than happy to
Well,
come once a while to be your guest
I'm
on my
glad
show.
you decided to go on your own because now you have the freedom to do what you need to do. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I knew it was going to be temporary just to get you off the ground,
yeah,
but just remember when you're there, you just gotta be consistent. Which I know you'll do that because you already do that with your channel already on Facebook. I always see your videos. I always see your stuff popping up everywhere. So that's good.
yeah,
So that's all it takes is just consistency. You get better over time. You start the creative juices start to flow. You know.
yeah,
So you're good.
yeah. And which lead me to a subject that we didn't had a chance to talk about, which is if you remember, it was
Mm-hmm.
the penny mindset
Right.
compared to I don't know if you can see the
I can see
$100
now.
mindset. Okay, the
Yeah.
$100 mindset, and that what got me to I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to go, because the penny
Mm-hmm.
mindset is like the small thoughts, the limited belief that we have we're not good enough, or what
Right.
if it's not going to happen, or what if nobody show up. Like, it's
Right.
just that kind of mindset. But the more I did a few videos about the $100 and the penny, and every time I have this penny mindset come in, I always said, no, think $100 mindset, think big, think like you're already there and everything is gonna be okay, and it's just a matter of it's practice. You have to practice every time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the video you share about McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Why McDonald's are so they're so successful, and it's not because of the hamburgers, it's because of their consistency about
Right.
making hamburgers.
Right.
So yeah.
It's because anybody can make a hamburger. There's plenty of people that can make a hamburger better than McDonald's, way better than McDonald's. But what brings people to McDonald's? It's a staple. It's something. Oh, there go McDonald's. You know, and they don't have to cook it. They'll take that. Right now, I think they're terrible tasting, but because I haven't had them in so long.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, you know, getting a Big Mac was a big deal. Because you get the little toy, you know, all of that, you know, Big Mac and the special sauce. But when you think about it now, it doesn't taste as good as when you was a kid. And I believe a lot of that, the ingredients just changed. But you've had some more experience with hamburgers. And, sorry. So it's not a big deal. You're more mature. But people go there because it's easier, it's cheap, and the kids, wow, McDonald's, it makes the kids happy. So,
Right.
but anybody can have that idea. You can throw up a burger shop a block away from McDonald's and do just as good. You know, if you have a good hamburger,
Right.
right? If you make that. There was a guy when I had my barbershop. This guy used to bring meals to the shop, and how he advertised was he would bring in some samples of the food and say, "Taste this." He knew he could cook. He was confident. And you taste it, oh yeah, give me that. That's how he advertised his food. He'd just show up at the shop, and then all he did was have to show up one time, and then we'd call him, "Hey, when you coming through?" You know?
Yeah.
And he would show up when we call him. So I had offered that scenario to a friend of mine who cooks very well, cooks better than this guy. I said, dude, you don't have to just make about 20 plates. You know, enough for 20 people. Start off small. And all you need to do is walk up in the shop, let them get samples. I said, the one underserved community when it comes to food is your beauty salons and barbershops. Mm-hmm. Because they don't have time to leave to go get lunch unless they have it in there. They pop it in the microwave. You know, barbers and cosmetologists pretty much eat junk food.
Right.
Because they get their meals quick. So if someone's coming with a home cooked meal, they welcome that. I told him that, man, all you got to do is do that. He didn't do it, you know. And then that leads me to part of what I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
How I'll tell it. You probably heard this story. I'll tell it in this way. I'll tell the story in this way. There was a preacher who had a church, and there was this big, huge storm that came through the town. So the news was like, everyone needs to evacuate. So people evacuate and they see the preacher standing outside his place. Hey, preacher, it's time to evacuate. He's like, nah, I'm good. God's going to take care of this. So the water's rising. And now it's like coming up to his ankles, close to his knees, you know, halfway. And a truck comes through and says, hey, listen, the water's rising. We need to get out of here. Come on and get in the truck. And he said, no, it's okay. God has got it under control. He believed that God was going to take care of it. Water rising more, up to his waist now. A boat comes by. Preacher, get in the boat. It's going to be bad. It's not going to be good here. He didn't listen. He said, oh, nah, God got it under control. Now it's way up there. He has to get on top of the roof. A helicopter comes by. Say, hey, preacher. You want to get on this? Come on and get on the helicopter. He still refused. He said, no, God has got it under control. Needless to say, sadly, the preacher drowns. He makes it to heaven, gets to God, and he goes to God, hey, I trusted in you. Why didn't you help me? He said, what do you want me to do? I sent some people to tell you to go. I sent the truck. I sent the boat. And I sent the helicopter. You ignored every one of those. What else? I gave you every opportunity. So the moral of the story is, when we want something, the how is not important. It's just we have to know what we want, be precise about what we want, and believe that we're going to get it, but don't worry about how we're going to get it. Because the how is the least important thing whenever we're trying to achieve or manifest our goals. The how is the least. And the reason why I tell you this story is, when I started the Hindsight radio channel, I had this whole big idea of how I wanted to be. And every time I tried to start a show, I was just stuck. Like, how am I going to get listeners? So I wouldn't do anything. I told this story before. I had the channel since 2012. I didn't do a first show until 2014. And I was paying for the show. But I stopped worrying about the how. The minute I stopped worrying about the how, someone showed up that was not even wanting to talk about what I was talking about, like what I'm talking about now, spirituality. I wanted to teach that. That was my main goal. I didn't know anything about birth certificates, debt, none of that. I had no idea about that. So if I had been judgmental about the person who came into my life to introduce me to the platforms to be able to get in front of people, I wouldn't be talking to you now. Mm-hmm. So it was a year ago. Was it 2 years or 1 year ago when I gave you the advice to go ahead and just start a channel? Mm-hmm. I didn't tell you how to do it. I just told you to do it. Everything else will fall into place. The hows will figure themselves out, because our mental is a beacon. It once we think of something or believe in something, whether good or bad, it is rushing towards us with lightning speed. It's coming. But what prevents it from us coming to us, our level of expectation might be low. Mm-hmm. That's why most people get negative stuff, because their level of expectation of something bad happened to them is high. They feel that. That's the science behind that. So now if you could switch that to your level of expectation up to excitement about what you want, and only think about what you want to happen, not what you don't want to happen. So if you want money, you don't want to say, well, man, I don't want to be broke. You don't say that. You don't talk about what you don't want. You talk about what you do want. Because as soon as you say, I don't want to be broke, you're really, really thinking about being broke. Mm-hmm. You see, that's why a lot of people say, man, my money is funny. I don't have a lot of money. They keep saying that. They don't realize every time they say that, they reinforce that in their life, and it's going to continue to get the same thing. There's a scripture saying the poor will continue to be poor, and even what they have will be taken away from them. Where the rich will remain rich and keep getting more. Why? Because that law, that mental law, it is actually a spiritual, physical, material law. Mm-hmm. That whatever you are thinking and where your highest belief is, that's what you will have.
Right.
So you've already know that you're gonna go on your own channel and start to do it, because you knew that's what you wanted to do. But the only way to do it is not to drag it out over here with me. It's mm-hmm. to go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. And just make it happen. And everything else, how your channel, how you get listeners, how you get people who's going to watch, don't worry about how you get them. They'll come. You
Right.
see, they will come.
I'm so glad you said that, because we have to remind ourselves not to ask the question how it's going to work, or how. We have to just focus on, like, what is, like you said, what is it you want. And I'm so happy you said that, and I think I'm gonna listen into that part again and again and again, because when you excuse me, when you focus on what is that you really want to do, everything, like you said, everything gonna
Right.
start to come to you.
Right.
It's like Reverend Ike private phone number. You
Mm-hmm.
heard that old series, when he said, don't pray and don't ask for mercy, just say what is that
What
you
you
want.
want.
What is that you want? And I find myself talking to myself lately a lot, and just even write it down, say exactly what is that I want, and things start to
Right.
come. Like, it start to come to you, instead of like, please ask for, oh no, this is just, I've tried that, Brown, this didn't
Right.
work for me.
No, but everybody's doing that at the church, and they never get what they want. It
They
doesn't
never.
work.
Right.
It when I became bold enough to believe that I could have it and I deserved it, and God wanted it for me just as much as I wanted it for myself. That's when I started to see change in my finances and everything else.
Right.
And if you have anything to share, go ahead and share it, because I need to go get my notebook, because it's something phrase that I had written down, but I left my notebook downstairs.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, actually, I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
share something. Okay,
Okay.
so every time you actually said, I don't want this, and I don't want to be broke, and I don't want to. Every time you said that, you actually reprogram your subconscious mind, and it confirm what exactly that you want. That's why you don't say, I don't want to be broke, I don't want to be sick. The I am affirmation is very, very powerful tool to use. So say, I am money, I am healthy, I am strong, I am successful, I am powerful. Every time you say something negative, your subconscious mind, he doesn't receive it as no, he receive it as confirmed. That's why you always want to speak positive and use positive words, because of that. Your subconscious mind won't receive, I don't want to be broke. He will actually give you the confirmation that you want to be broke. That's why you always speak positive words and use positive words, positive self talk to yourself. So, yeah.
You're right. Exactly. So I got my notebook. I took notes. I don't know if you listened to the show Tuesday.
Yes.
I'm really um like binging listening to things that's gonna make a change for me, make things better. And I hadn't been binging like that in the past, but I'm back on it. Like, I'm back. It's almost like that heart attack helped me. Help me get back on track, you know? So, and I did get Steve's message. I just have to get back with him. There's some things I'm in the midst of, big things happening, like really big, that I'm
Because
starting.
we might have to
Yeah.
redo your challenge again, because
Right,
I think your perspective will change, and you see some.
right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get with him tomorrow.
Okay.
I apologize, I didn't return. He left a message yesterday, I think. But one of the first things I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to elaborate on this probably Sunday, like make it expand these things. So briefly, we'll talk about it here. Uh, who do you listen to? Number one, who do you listen to? Because who you listen to is very important. And it's something that I heard, and it says you will make the amount of money, your average income will be the average of the 5 people you hang out with. All of you will have around the same income. So who you hang around is basically going to dictate how much you make,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I examined that. I know people, and I say, they hang out with this one. And then I looked at who I was spending a lot of time with, and I was like, wait a minute. That might be why my income declined, right? And this is why wealthy people do not hang out with people who are not in their energy field. It's not that they feel better than them, they just want a certain lifestyle. And if those people are not living that or want that, well, they don't participate with that. It's not a being, what do you call, stuck up or arrogant. There's another word I want to use, I can't think of it. So then the next thing is, what is your teachability index? How well can you take criticism? How well can you take instructions? And I know that from my own experience when I was teaching people, they always say, I know, I already know. As soon as you say I know, you don't know. You don't understand. You just you're not learning. Because what I've learned in my own experience, instead of telling somebody I know, just listen. Let them. You know how many people come to me and tell me stuff that I already know? Mm-hmm. Like people that I want to learn something from, that I feel like I want to be in their position, and they're talking to me, telling me this stuff, and I'm like saying to myself, I know this already. But respectfully, I say nothing. And guess what? When I do that, something they say is what I needed to hear, even though they were telling me something I already know. So we have to learn how to be able to be coached and taught by someone who is where we need to be. Mm-hmm. And back to goals and the things we're trying to achieve. You hear this term, and I'm going to go over this in detail when I do my show. I'm going to break all this down, like what I'm talking about. You need to have balance.
Right.
And that is a lie. You cannot have balance when you're trying to achieve your goals. You have to be obsessed with it. You have to be thinking about it all the time. You have to not allow anything else but that goal, aspiration, until it's fulfilled in the material world. This is another reason why people don't get what they want, because they're trying to do this work-life balance. No, if you want a job and want all of that, yeah, go ahead and have you some work-life balance. But if you're trying to achieve, one example is a higher income, of which a job can never give you. It can never give you the life you really want to live, the luxury and the peace of mind. A job will never do that for you. So you can't have a balanced thought about it. I remember I was being accused, you're always talking about money. I said, yes, I do, because every day I have to need money to do something with it. Every day. So the moment I take my mind off money and put it somewhere else, I'm sending out an energy field for that something else. And now I have stopped the incoming currency that's coming towards me. Mm-hmm. That's what people are not getting, that you have to be obsessed. I see people, I'm working on my this and I'm working on my that, but I got to spend time. I got to have balance with the family. I got to do this. Okay, good. There's nothing wrong with that. But then do not be discouraged when you don't get the results you want out of that goal you're talking about, because you're not that obsessed with it. So if you're nonchalant about it, you're so, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, then tomorrow we'll wait till we give you the manifestation. If tomorrow, which we already know, tomorrow do not exist at all. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. So that's why it never happens. That's the science behind that. When you say I'll do it tomorrow, that means it never happens, because tomorrow never gets here. So it's always now.
Right.
You can't be balanced when you say you're trying, like with your channel. You're gonna have to be obsessed with that channel. Like, gotta get this daily. And it doesn't mean you gotta be at it 9-10 hours. What I'm saying is you have to be obsessed where you dedicate a certain amount of time and invest in that channel, whether it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever that is, whatever you feel comfortable with. But in that time, you have to be totally focused on it. And when you're done with it, you still gotta be thinking about it. but you're doing something else. But you still got to be focused on the ideal. Like, say if you want a lot of money, you put a precise number on it. I want $20,000. And you got to see yourself with $20,000, and you got to think about that $20,000 every day, consistently, over and over. I have $20,000. I have $20,000, but don't worry about the how.
Right.
Don't worry about the how.
Right.
So
And
next week I have like this project I'm working on now, and my heart attack slowed. It didn't slow that down, but it slowed me down. Where I realized I was worried about the how too much. But everything goes the way as planned. I'll be able to tell y'all how that worked, and it's all happening because of I stopped worrying about the how. I stopped doing so much of it. The figuring it out came just with, okay, this is gonna happen. When it happens, it will happen at the right time, and just kept focused. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want, and it comes. And the thing is, it's so easy to forget that and get caught up in thinking that you can control the outcomes or how it's going to come to you. You can't control that because the universe knows how to give it to you exactly how you need it and completely. The universe already knows. It's already, okay, he needs this. This is what he wants. We're going to give it to him. And it's already looking for the opportunities to make it perfect for you. It's like you put in this request, and the Bible even talks about it, go in that secret place and ask and you will receive. So it's like you put in this request, and so all of the energy is out there seeking the best way to give it to you perfectly without all of the extra drama that you may bring yourself worrying about the how and this, that, and the other. So, and last thing is, look at things how they could become. Look at all your situations on how they could become. So if it's not looking so good, instead of looking at, oh, this is not good, look at this and say, well, let me see it as how this can be better. And then concentrate on that. And that was my last thing. But I will elaborate with this stuff and break this down with examples, stories that will connect all of these dots. Because this is where people are falling short of manifesting their desires, because they know what they want, they see it, but why come I can't get it? Because there's some components, some little bit of secrets that are missing.
right.
You see?
You know how powerful you need to be in your mind in order for you to stay positive? After you ask what you want, without saying the how, you just say, I want this, but then the next day, you start saying, oh my God, what should I do and how I'm going to get it? So it's not aligned with your secret place and the universe and everything. So that mindset shift, it's a practice, and you have to be so powerful to everything align together.
Right.
Like, it's just, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Now, once you say what you want, or first you got to speak of it as if you already have it, right?
right.
Then you got to say, so be it. It's done. And that's it. It's done. And then hold on to the fact that it's already done. And that's what you hope. And then you'll see it. Remember, we're on a delay. We're on a delay, a lag. The physical reality is slower than our mental reality, than our spiritual reality. It's much slower.
Right.
So by the time when you see it, it's going to come, like, it's just going to show up.
Right.
And a lot of times when it shows up and it's happening, you don't even realize that all of that work you did beforehand is what did that. You just, oh, here it is, this is boom, and you just jump right in. And you're like, then you stop to think about it. After you get it, you sit back and say, wait a minute. I asked for this.
Right.
This is what I asked for. And then you get to appreciate how all of that work you did in the spirit, in the mental, out there in the universe, in the ether. You did all this. What the church folks would say, you did all of this magic, this witchcraft. That's what they would call it.
Right.
But it's natural laws of attraction. It's natural laws that was made for us to live in our highest possible desires. That's what it is.
Right.
So,
It's like, it's another great way to look at it. When you go to a restaurant, whatever you
uh-huh.
order from the menu, that's what you get.
Right.
So look at that as a big menu,
Yeah.
right? Whatever you order from the menu in your life, you're gonna get it. If
Right.
it's positive or negative, you order that with your thoughts, with your energy,
That's
you're going
good.
to receive it. So I always say, like, I visualize like a big menu, and
Uh-huh.
then I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna pick, this appetizer, I want this and I want that, and I'm getting it.
Right.
I'm start to getting it because in the past week, my videos, it's about self-awareness and how
Right.
to become more and the more I do it and the more I practice and I edit my videos, I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, I get to know myself better. I get to know, like, I am so powerful and I am God, and
Uh-huh.
everything I need is inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
Just go ahead and just do it because you are here. God put you on this earth to teach those people, to help them become more confident, to help them get to know themselves better. Like, that's what you have inside of you. And it's just like, it's amazing place when you get to that point, like, you know who you are and what is your
Mm-hmm.
purpose, and why you do what you do. And
Right.
it's just like, it's it's amazing. It's just,
Right.
yeah. I experienced that last week, this week, and I'm more focused. And like you said, you talked about balance.
Mm-hmm.
Balance is for 9 to 5 people.
Right.
That balance, it's not for people like you, me, people around us that want to achieve their dreams and make the. One of my
Mm-mm.
friends circle asked me, when was the last time you been on vacation? And I said, probably like 2 years ago. I went to Israel, and I have been with Steve somewhere, and like, why don't go on vacation? I'm like, because until I'm not comfortable enough and I see myself and what is that I want to
Mm-hmm.
achieve, I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
But you need some times of, yeah, I will go for a walk for like 30 minutes, I'll
Mm-hmm.
walk around the neighborhood and come back, and I get all these ideas in my head after listening to a positive podcast, and I come back and I start doing stuff.
Right.
Like, until you're not comfortable, like you said, of where you are, there is no balance.
There's no balance. Now, I
And
can give you one suggestion about the vacation. You can still take the vacation, but take the work with you on the
right,
vacation.
right,
Do a show still on that night that right, you're in the beginning, still don't miss your shows. And just
right,
now you can use your surroundings, your experience where you are. Hey, I'm here, but I'm doing a show.
right,
And I used to do that before. I used to go on vacation and still do my show. Call
right.
in. Now I haven't been on a vacation in a while. Um, like a vacation. Like, which me and my daughter, we are going on a vacation in July for about 8 days. But I'm gonna still try to do something while I'm there.
And
It's kind of
another
hard.
thing,
Yeah.
people going to ask you, how many days you work a week?
Hmm.
And whatever answer you're gonna give them, it's not good for them. Oh,
Right.
you can't work 7 days a week. You can't work. No, I can, because I want to make that things happen. And
Right.
until I don't see what I want to see, and I'm not gonna stop.
Right.
So you can again, that hold to, like, the 9 to 5 people, the ones that waiting for Friday night, they're waiting for
Or
Saturday,
whatever
they're
day they
waiting.
get off, because now it's
Right,
not so much Friday nights now. It's
right. So
still
no, I'm like all in. Like, until I'm not gonna see whatever that I'm building work for me, I'm not going to stop. And
mm,
I have the best partner here, Steve, that together we make things happen. And like you
mm,
said, you're building it now, so it will happen. It's gonna make everybody mind blown. But yeah,
Right.
so whoever asks you, never, just give him, just, even if you don't have to answer, work on your stuff. Make
Right.
things come, make it happen. Don't care about what other people say about you. Let people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Let people laugh. It doesn't matter.
They,
You know who you are.
well, they only laugh because they know what you're doing is right. So they have to laugh to kind of minimize you and what you're trying to do. But like you said, with people of that mindset, it's not even worth trying to explain anything to them.
No.
Like it's like no hit against them. They just don't understand. They don't. Uh, and you have to be in the mindset that you're gonna be alone in this journey. Fortunate for you, you have a good partner that's really supportive of what you're doing. So you are in a very good position to be very successful at what you do because you have that foundation, that back. What do you call that? What's the word? Not foundation. That support.
Mm-hmm.
So, um,
Yep.
which is good. So you just gotta. You have to know what you want. And there's a book called The Magic of Believing. Actually, I bought it as a gift for someone I know that's graduating this year. It's called The Magic of Believing. The Magic of Believing. It's an old book. It was written back in like I think the 50s originally. It's about $10 on Amazon. You can get the audio book. Uh, it's by Claude M. Bristol. Magic of Believing. The reason why I'm reading that book because a millionaire suggested it as a read that I was listening to. So I got the book. I haven't read it back. So I bought 3 copies. I also bought the audiobook version. Um, so I would definitely listen to it. I might put it up on my Telegram channel and play it. Oh, so
So yeah, I mean, and something very important to add, whatever that you want, no, don't just say I want this and then go crash on the couch and watch TV.
hmm
No, start taking action. Actions is the name of the game. When
right,
there's no actions, nothing's gonna happen. You
right,
have to take actions if you want to see yourself doing what you're doing or achieving or whatever it is, whatever your
right.
goal is, you have to take actions. Start steps, small steps, and increase with time. And once you check off all your steps, you're gonna start moving forward, and you're gonna see start shifting towards what is that you want. But if you say I want something and you go watch TV for hours, go
hmm
football, the basketball, or just some TV show, it doesn't matter, and you don't do nothing, nothing's going to happen to you. Nothing's going
Right.
to come your way.
Nope.
So actions is the name of the game here.
And
So
that's what that right there is a lot of people's issue, the action part. Action is a handicap for a lot of people. Sometimes it's even for me. I just put the link to the book in the chat.
okay.
Yeah. The Magic of Believing. So, and I think it was, I think Norman Vincent Peale originally wrote this book, I think. Oh, no, Norman Vincent Peale just gave a comment about it, about the book. So, so it was written by this guy Claude M. Bristol, uh, like in the 50s. He was a World War I veteran. And he said the classic guide to unlocking the power of your mind,
Mm,
which is that's all we're working with, mind. That's
right.
it. The only so your only job is to work on your mind. Really, that's really all of this other stuff we're doing physically is not the real work. The real work is working on your mind.
Think and grow rich.
Right.
It's
Mm-hmm.
very simple. Like I'm saying it now, but it took me a while to understand that. But You just think and you grow rich because you take your ideas and you turn them into action and you turn them into money and on and on and on. And but you know what's the problem with a lot of people? They don't think.
No.
They don't think.
They let other people think
They
for 'em.
wait for exactly. They're waiting for someone else to tell them what to do, how to think.
Yep.
Oh, do this, don't do that. This is not a good idea. This is not. And then a month go by, 6 months go by, and nothing happened, and they stuck wherever they were 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just
It's kind of sad when you really think about it. Um, that so many dreams end up going to the graveyard.
mhm.
They never get manifested. But tell you what, big ideas will always happen. You might have the big idea, but if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it.
Right,
It's that simple. You don't
right,
do it, somebody else is going to be given that job, that mission.
right,
So there's just so many people who had good ideas, and then they see it. Oh, I had that idea. The difference is that person decided to move and take action, like you said. They decided to make it happen. That's how biggest one of our biggest handicap. A lot of people have great ideas about doing things, but when it comes to application, they're poor at it. So
right. Yep.
did you give the link to your show?
I just put the channel. I don't know if I can put the actual link like you because you're the host.
Oh,
Um,
you can put it in the chat. You have access to the chat?
I no, I put it in the from on the phone.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh. Well, if Steve is listening, he can do it because
yeah,
I see he's in there.
yeah. And just copy and share my channel.
Yeah.
Here's also another great idea. If you out there want to do something and you just don't know how to do it, go watch someone that do exactly what is that you want, okay? Because you didn't invent the wheel.
No.
Everybody doing what everybody else doing, they
No.
just take the model and they make it your own. So
Mm.
go see what other people doing as far as is in your niche, in your industry. If it's health, wealth, or happiness, this is the three categories that everybody's talk about. See which category you are, and go listening to a lot of people read books and study this industry, and then take it and make it your own.
Yep.
It's simple as that. Like, you don't try to make everything from scratch for people already millionaires because they did it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not like you copy them. You just make it your own because, like
What's
you
wrong
said,
with
people
copying them?
people will listen to you and not listen to me, and people will listen
Right.
to me and not listen to you but there is enough for everybody out there.
There's nothing new under the sun. So everything I talked about today, someone else said it.
Right.
How do you think I got the information? I listened to someone say these things and I took notes and I said, I need to share this with my audience who
That's
didn't
what
hear this person say this.
that's what I do with this. I do the same
Right.
thing. I do the
So
same thing.
it's okay to copy somebody that's successful.
Right.
That's good. Like this
And you
guy
know
who
what?
I got this from is a millionaire. Like he's out there and he hangs with nothing but millionaires and people with money and he breaks down. This is even he says it. This is not my information. I'm not the guru. I'm just showing you what the gurus have said. That's exactly what he said.
Right.
And he has thousands upon thousands of followers. And he says this is not my information. I'm not the one teaching this. There's other people better qualified than me. And but it's okay because like you said, some people just don't want to hear what I have to say. I don't have the right look, whatever. Voice might sound irritating to them. My look might not be that great for them. And they will tune me out, but they won't tune you out They like you. Oh, I like Karin. Let me listen to her. I like her accent. And they'll
Yeah.
listen. You see? So there's an audience for
Right.
everyone.
For everyone. Right.
Everyone. I mean everyone. And let me prove what I'm saying. Yesterday I was scrolling through TikTok, and you can see some weird stuff on TikTok. Stuff you won't
Yeah.
see on YouTube, right?
Right.
There was a woman sitting there with a little makeup on, calling herself "I'm a demon." She was a mongoloid, like a midget, sitting in a chair. Just people were liking her stuff. Why are you liking my stuff? Stop liking my. Just yelling at people. And she had thousands of people watching her.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? That's to me. That's like, why am I sitting here watching this nonsense? But I was mesmerized because I was just paying attention to the who was watching her. So you see, there's an audience for everyone.
Yeah.
There's a guy who uh just was standing there just talking about anything, just acting crazy and weird, and he had thousands of people watching him and giving him likes. So I'm sure whoever's listening, you have ideas that are more uplifting, more inspiring than these two people I just mentioned, where they got thousands of people watching them. Live. These were live events. These weren't little videos.
Yeah.
Uh, you have it. But the thing is, when they got on acting crazy, not many people was watching them at first. But then they kept doing it. And they drew a crowd that was like that kind of content. They didn't get on there that crazy one day
Right.
and it just people just started watching. You know, people probably scrolled and said, what is this? And then they stayed, and then they kept coming back, and you see, well, it's just that's what happens when you have consistency and you believe. Consistency and belief.
Right.
So yeah.
So I want to add before the end of the show. Listen, put a timer for 1 minute. I shared this actually on my TikTok. How to hear God's voice in 7 days. 1 minute. Put a timer. Sit in a room that it's not too dark and it's not too doesn't have a lot of lights. Close your eyes and just listen into your thoughts. And after 1 minute, just write them down. Do it for 1 week, and you start to connect with yourself. It's like a meditation, but you just sit and you don't sit on the floor and all the namaste stuff, and just sit with yourself 1 minute.
Yeah.
Now, I also shared that people say, I don't have a minute. And I said, well, you have time to go through social media and check other people's pages. You have 1 minute. Oh, I don't have a minute. I have kids. I said, all right, lock yourself in the bathroom for 1 minute.
Yeah.
And after all that, if you still don't have time, that means that you're looking for excuses not to invest in yourself.
Right.
But if you want to find answers that within yourself, just go for 1 minute once a day and listen into your thoughts and write them down. And it will guide you exactly what to do, what is that you need to do, and on and on and on.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I'll share one last thing. Like what you just talked about. When people start making excuses about 1 minute, I don't have this. You're a little bit young in this game. Me, all right. You're right. You don't have a minute. You said it. You don't. And you will continue to get what you've been looking for or have what you haven't wanted for the rest of your life. I stopped trying to convince people like that. Because what happens is you'll sit there and spend time and give them advice, right? Mm-hmm. And then you'll turn around the next week, they're back to thinking the same way. So you just wasted all that time. Just, okay, agree with them. Back off and back up like, okay, and get back. Because They will spend. You'll be spending your time, and then you'll be like, "Why don't they get it?" I don't have time for that anymore. Why someone else doesn't get it? Only person I'm worried about is make sure I get it, and the people that really want to do something are getting it, and really are what I call that's a person with a low teachability index. They have none when they say stuff like that. I'm gonna be a little blunt. They enjoy being where they are, and they enjoy being a loser. That's some people like being in that position of loser and crying and whining about what's wrong because it gives them a payoff when people, oh, it's gonna be all right. So some
Right.
other person with a low teachability index is gonna console them and make them feel comfortable being in that place. So I let the ones like minds like them go console each other, and y'all go off in your little pity corner and keep that energy over here because I don't want it. You were talking about the goals. So the last thing I want to say, and is this, and I'll go over this later, but I want to help some people. There's like 9 or 10 people listening. Y'all might want to go get a pen. Go get a pen. I'll give you a minute to go get it. Give you time. This is my book. I've been writing things down and in. So I figured they should have a pen by now. But you want to write it down and be specific to the very detail. And write it down as if you already have it. Like say if you want $20 million, you say, I have $20 million now. And here's a little secret. And write that over and over and over again. And then while you're writing it, imagine you having it and feeling happy that you have it. Getting the feeling of it, being joyful and saying thank you for my $20 million. Just have that going while you're writing it. Get into the feeling, get into the emotion of it, and become hyper focused on that. Hyper focused. But do it with a blue pen. A blue pen. Always keep you a blue pen. Do it with blue. This is going to bring it to life. That's the little secret. Blue pen. Only blue pens when you're trying to manifest your goals. Only blue pens. So, I got my blue pen. I love the pen you guys gave me, but it's black. So we have to, I want to figure out how to change the ink cartridge in there. I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Yeah, because I think I sent you the ink too, right? So I think it might be a number on the
ink.
I can check. I can check the ink and send it.
Because I love this pen
it's the money.
My mentor said blue pen, so I just gave that to you guys. Write it down and write it over and over and over again. Because what you are doing when you're writing it, and you have to have a high believability about it. You have to believe it. Your believability got to be high. If it's low, it's not going to work. If you're writing this and then, oh, I don't know how this is going to work or how this is going to work, it's not going to work. Trust me. But you got to be writing it and be like a kid. Yeah, $20 million. I got that. You're like just totally into it. So that's it. I just gave y'all something to do. So instead of going to watch the games, TV, and all of that stuff, start writing your stuff down. It ain't going to take you that long to do it. Write it down over and over again. What else do you have to do? Like, you want to see the Knicks win, Pacers? What? Okay, you can watch the highlights. You can go watch the replays. Those guys already making millions of dollars to throw up a ball. You're not making $1 million. You're not doing it. You're not there yet. So Their job is to distract you from you making $20 million while they're making millions. Their only job is to distract you from your purpose. And they're getting paid millions of dollars to do that.
Right.
The TV, the actors, they're getting paid millions of dollars to distract you from your purpose. These industries pay these people lots of money to keep the masses in their place. Okay, I'm on a rant now. This is turning into Thursday rant. Think about this. And this is absolutely the last thing. Think about this. When they're budgeting for a movie, they got to get investors. And they invest millions of dollars into these movies. Why? Because they want to attract an audience and get profit off of that to make millions. So when you really look at this from a spiritual perspective, these people are paying millions of dollars to entertain the masses, to keep them mesmerized on the screen. That's why they roll out a lot of movies during the summer, because then you have a lot. The summer's you more open, energy's high, so they want to rob you of that energy, so that you could stay on the 9 to 5, so that you could stay in that rent controlled house. And you can stay on welfare. You can stay on food stamps. You can stay in that low paying job. You can stay in that rat infested house. You can stay in that where the roof is breaking down. That's where they want you to stay. And I know I'm using extreme examples, but I'm really trying to shake your mental to really realize what these industries' job is. Their job is not to act. Their job is not to play basketball. Their job is to distract you from your goals, your God-given destiny. That's what their job is. And that's all I have to say.
That was, yeah. I'm looking forward to for you the next show. You're gonna break them down because this is
Yeah,
great. I didn't think
yeah,
about it like that. And
right,
blue pen and right, yeah. I'm
right,
gonna start tonight.
yes, right. All right, it was good. This was a good show. I told you, man, having a heart attack was the best thing that happened to me lately. I don't, not that I want any more. It's just that it really,
You got, yeah.
it was like someone, I was really not where I needed to be spiritually, and that's why I said we do have to go and rewrite that, and we are going to do that, and I'm committed to that. This one last thing, which is gonna be over with tomorrow. I get off my plate, and then I could do it.
Because again, I want to add, I can see exactly where
Yeah,
you want to go.
right.
If you commit to this, this is exactly what is
No,
it.
I'm committed
I
to
mean,
it, and I
I mean,
apologize that it's taking this long. But then I'm gonna take the apology back, because if I hadn't gone through this experience to get here,
right,
I don't think it would be what it's gonna be.
exactly. I mean,
I
I
don't think it's
believe,
gonna be what it's like. I was saying, I was beating myself. You're taking too long, but then I told them, wait a minute, you're not taking too long. There's a reason. This is it's gonna happen exactly when, and it's gonna be powerful.
it is.
It's
Yeah,
going
I
to
can
be
see it.
powerful.
I can see
Um,
that. I can see a lot of other things that I'm gonna share
right.
with you private, but
Okay.
yeah, this
Now,
is just
what I was gonna say is like somebody is out and someone took a defibrillator or something that just like whoa. That's what happened. That's
yeah.
what happened. And I'm still foggy on when I woke up on the floor, how long I was there,
Mm.
and I'm like, that's something. But things like that happen to wake you up, to make you better. Um, and you just got to be thankful. This is one of the things, you just got to be thankful for whatever it is that you're going through. Just be thankful, because there is a story, there is a purpose that is greater than what you're looking at at that moment.
Right.
Yeah. And with that being said, peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everyone. Thank you for listening. Go to it's Above and Beyond with Karin on her channel. What's the name of the channel? Above and Beyond with
Above and
Karin.
beyond with Karin,
Look for
yes.
that on YouTube. I'm sorry we couldn't get the link in there on time. Um,
And
but
thank you so much. Thank you
you're
for
welcome.
this. Yeah, I can't thank you enough. Thank you, and
You're
thank you
welcome.
for giving me this opportunity.
You're welcome anytime. And I look forward to doing a show or two over there.
Yes.
I look so whenever. Do you know what days it's gonna be? Have you decided? Today,
Thursday?
Thursday. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So next week it'll be on her channel.
Yeah.
All of us need to participate and go over there and check her out.
Yes.
For your first show, I'm not gonna be there. You're gonna be there
Right.
introducing your own show. All
Yes.
right. Okay. All right, everyone. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth. Good
Peace.
night.
Good night.
Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all you guys.
This is Hindsight Radio. I represent.